Throughout the history of Stargate, we've had to deal with a lot of creepy, destructive alien thugs and bugs. But the studio executives rarely visit us anymore.
Well, in Season 8, the bad guys are back, and they're mad. They're mad as hell because they don't have recurring roles.
The Goa'uld have been the bad guys since the movie, and I don't think anyone expected them to be such an evergreen villain. The variations on that theme of an egotistical, technology-grubbing parasite thing in some slave's body, bad guy.
Will they be the one?
We started to meet individual Goa'ulds, the most dastardly of which was Apophis.
I've always liked Apophis, maybe because he was my first. So you hold a special place in your heart for your first bad guy.
He had that, if you watch the movie, he talks like this. That's my best imitation of it. And then his eyes would glow. And he'd look over his shoulder a lot. He'd go like this a lot.
I know who you are, Daniel Jackson, but you know not who I am.
We've come up against a Uber Goa'uld by the name of Anubis, and what he has done is he has found a way to ascend.
The 101 begins with Goa'ulds, but Anubis that's when you're doing your kind of Ph.D. in Goa'ulds.
So Anubis is a whole new level of bad guy.
If Anubis is truly behind this, these beings are a great threat to all who hope to one day see the GateWorld wither in defeat.
The guys who play the super soldiers are two of the biggest human beings on the face of the earth, but they are Anubis drones that have a very single-minded purpose.
I serve Anubis.
So it's always fun though, because to see them, because they can't really see that well out of the helmets. So it's always kind of an adventure to see how certain scenes are going to go, especially when it involves them walking a lot of movement with them.
Bid millennial for a temporary escape. I can revive you again and again, 1,000 times if need be.
Ball, who has a lovely goatee, he's a very handsome man, he's got great cheekbones, he could be an underwear model.
I like our little bit more sophisticated villains. I think we have a villain named Ball. His name's Ball.
I am Ball.
Ball will figure heavily in the ultimate fate of the Goa'uld. And you'll see him, do a little bit of bragging, a little bit of boasting, some threatening, and he may kill some people.
A wish easily granted.
As far as who Ball was, I know he's obviously based on an Egyptian god, and I just don't know the god of what. The god of pouring acid into O'Neill's shoulder.
We've also had some fun times playing, villains that have entered our characters' bodies and taken over that. You expect this character to be behaving certain ways, and you try and follow him and trust him, and then all of a sudden you see that he's really out for himself.
Dr. Jackson, what are you doing?
As I suspected, the president is obviously failing to overcome a lack of necessary leadership abilities. So I'm going to have to step in and prevent a global nuclear war.
Daniel, in an episode called Absolute Power, became a bad guy.
Daniel, don't worry. There's no threat of residual radiation spreading as quick and clean. It's like cutting your enemy's heart out with a scalpel.
Along the way, we also created the replicators, who began as kind of bug creatures that make more of each other and replicate, hence the name.
They were originally not our enemy. They were the enemy of one of our allies, the Asgard, another alien race. Keeping track at home.
Replicators exist merely to increase their numbers and do so without prejudice. They are no more evil than a virus.
Really evil virus.
Then they got scarier when they became human form replicators.
I hate them. I hate working with them. But Fifth is going to prove to be a very interesting bad guy. And Patrick Curry is a wonderful actor and a great guy. And so we have a lot of fun. He's so pretty. He's the prettiest bad guy we have.
And brothers and sisters will devour entire civilizations in order to replicate.
The replicators are the bad guys, bad bugs. On the other side, the best character I've had to work with is, who's the little guy? The little puppet? Thor.
So how do you like this new ship?
Well, it smells like dog food, but apart from that, it's okay.
He is the franchise. And actually, my pet.
Peter DeLuise did the voice of Loki, and Michael Shanks often does the voice of Thor. And so you know you've got guys who can play kind of sly moments.
But it still starts off like this. People didn't know it for the longest time. I kind of wanted it to be just a big secret, but then they let the cat out of the bag, so.
Who's your favorite director so far that you've worked with?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, thanks a lot. After all I've done for you, and that's the kind of recognition I get.
Okay, it's you. It's you. You're my favorite. Ow.
Good one. Sorry, pal. Sorry, I never know my own strength. Sorry.
That freaking hurt. I'm gonna call my attorney.
Replicators will soon consume all that they can within our home galaxy. Yours will be next.
He's quite capable of doing his own voice, but for some reason, due to timing issues and issues of scheduling, they can't actually get him to track his own stuff. And I don't think he likes to do any stuff in post. I think that he should just get off his high horse and do his own voice one of these days, but he won't, so.
So you think the grow older bad? In the new sci-fi series, Stargate Atlantis, they've got some really nasty, evil aliens. And here's your exclusive first look.
The bad guys are, I still haven't figured out who the hell they are. They're strange. They are scary. They're called the Wraith, and they're part of a very strange extraterrestrial culture that feeds on life forms.
They're essentially life suckers. I mean, they feed off of life energy.
They're the ones who actually ended up virtually destroying the ancient race. So, yeah. And it's our job to just irritate them as much as possible. We got a serious enemy, and we piss them off pretty good right from the start.
They happen to be in a dormant state, and we actually, like knocking over a beehive, we've suddenly triggered off this entire very dark entity in the universe. So we're running for our lives most of the time.
They're terrifying. I respect them. I fear them. And, I hate them.
To put it short, the Wraith are just bad mofos, and that's it. There's nothing more to be said. You'll see. They're crazy. They're scary. And I don't know what they speak. They're nuts. I'm scared of them. That's it.
They're really resilient. I've killed a number of them. They all come back to life. I guess that's sci-fi, you know? They keep coming back to life. I gotta get a bigger gun, probably.
Next on the Lowdown, an exclusive look at the new world of Atlantis. Plus, blow stuff up.
How are you holding with the new, baby?